final round. Group B action continues as Bermuda take on Trinidad and Tobago in the Bermuda National Sports Centre in Devonshire. Well, two teams desperate for 3 points tonight, but it's going to be windy conditions and a packed house as the Bermudans have showed up to support their team in what's going to be a crucial affair for both of these sides, who are sitting second to last and last in Group B as they try to get points to get back in the race, as Jamaica and Curacao play each other tonight as they try to lead the pack in Group B. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. My name is Ryan Davis. Weather conditions tonight, 76 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 miles per hour winds. When the ball is in the air, there's going to be problems for the players, but yet cool conditions, and it's a 7 p.m. start in Bermuda. But both of these teams coming with losses in the September window. Jamaica defeated Bermuda by 4 goals to 0 to start off their campaign. Bermuda then went to Curacao and lost a thriller by 3 goals to 2. As for Trinidad and Tobago, they drew 0-0 with Curacao at home in Port of Spain and then lost to Jamaica by 2 goals to 0. So both sides desperate for 3 points tonight. It should be a thriller in Devonshire. As for the home team, coached by Michael Finlay, he was impressed with his team's performances. He thought the team played well against Jamaica. He understands that Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago will be the sternest test for his Bermudan side. After losing 4 goals to 0 to Jamaica, he says this test tonight will define his team going forward. The loss against Curacao, they thought they did enough to get away with a point. Again, a 3-2 thriller. They came all the way back from 2-0 down to tie things up at 2-2, only to lose it in the second half to get 0 points from their first two matches. As for TNT, well, the 0-0 draw against Curacao and then the 2-0 loss to Jamaica. Dwight York was visibly upset after that match. He thought they did enough. They outshot Jamaica on shots on target for that match. Possession was even. They put the ball in the back of the net on 3 separate occasions through their striker Levi Garcia. None of them counted, of course. 2 of them went to VAR and 1 was offside, or 3 were offside rather. And so Trinidad and Tobago left Jamaica with no points and had 1 point to talk about after 2 matches. Well, Trinidad and Tobago have made some changes in the squad. They brought in 2 newcomers. Darren Payne from FC Volendam in the Eredivisie, a 23-year-old right back with a lot of potential and expectations coming into the camp. Malik Jesse Khan comes back into the camp after having 7 separate appearances with the national team. He debuted against Bolivia back when he was in 2017. He's back in the camp today as Bermuda wants everything from their home crowd to try to spur them on against a Trinidad and Tobago team who is desperate to get 3 points tonight to stay in the race against Jamaica and Curacao. Well, the teams are about to line up, anthems on the way, and then the starting lineups for both sides. Stay tuned. Trinidad and Tobago, followed by Bermuda. We saw And there you have it, a packed crowd in Devonshire County in the Bermuda National Stadium. There was a lot of hype coming into this match throughout the week, understanding what's at stake. Both coaches talking to their players and pleading with their players. The expectations are high, 3 points on the line for both of these sides. Bermuda, 2 wins in their last 5 matches, and that came before those 2 losses. We're going to have the starting lineups for Bermuda. They're going to come out in a 4-3-3. Eve is back in goal. They've just made 1 change. Najai Tucker is out, and William Clemens is in midfield. Up top, Naki Wells will captain the side from Luton Town. Critchlow and Parfit Williams, the 2 danger men on the sides. Julio Luna, Christian Alvarado, Azel Perez and Filberto Martinez will be the men controlling the match. It is no doubt going to be a heated match compared to the weather, which is cool and breezy. And talk about heat, these are the players in the hot seat. The VAR, the referee, Tatiana Guzman and Jesus Montero will be in the hot seats for tonight's match. As for TNT, they have made 2 changes. Phillips is back in after suspension. He replaces Wayne Frederick in midfield. Andre Raymond at left back. He replaces Noah Powder, a more defensive option, with Spicer, Garcia and Seeley leading the line.
I have FIFA. It's your choice. FIFA, you win.
Luis Garcia.
You attacker.
Levi Garcia is the captain for TNT tonight.
Yeah, I'm the best.
And Naki Williams, his counterpart at centre forward, will be captain in Bermuda. Well, after 10 months at the helm, Dwight York has chopped and changed lineups and squad members. He said this is the team he wanted to inherit. And as for coach Michael Finley, he talked about this team as building a house, a foundation, a frame, and then a finish. And now it's time for this team to enter the house. He believes they are ready for a big moment, and he's proud of the performances of the past, and he expects this young and veteran side to move forward with a positive result tonight. Well, there is Dwight York, the most decorated player in Trinidad and Tobago history, and the man in the middle, Julio Luna. There is Michael Finley, former U20 and U17 Canadian coach. Coached Grenada from 2020 to 2022, took them to new heights. And now he's taking Bermuda to the furthest they've ever been in qualifying. No doubt that Michael Finley has the Midas touch for this Bermuda national team. So Bermuda in pink from left to right will have first touch. The Soca Warriors in all black from right to left. Both sides in a 4-3-3, sending the message that 3 points and nothing less. The strength for both of these teams will be in their front line. Bermuda with Kane Critchlow, Dejair Parfit Williams, and this man Naki Williams, 20 goals, is the leading scorer for his nation. Naki Williams on the ball, 35 years young. He will lead this team with inspiration and experience. And we're off in Hamilton, the captain of Bermuda. Both sides will look to pepper each other with pressing and pressure. And it's the first touch for Denzel Smith, who plays for AV Alta in USL League One. Josh Trimmingham, who's been the favorite at centre-back with Kobe Henry for the September qualifiers. That centre-back pairing is back at it again. Reggie Lambie, who's 34 years old. One of the more experienced players, actually the most experienced player in Bermudan history, the number 19. Well, there is Michael Finley, taking this team to the furthest it's ever been in World Cup qualifying. Michael Finley was actually an assistant coach to Stephen Hart in the Canadian Premier League. Here is Kobe Henry. Spent 2 years of his life in Bermuda. He said he was looking forward to some of his old schoolmates coming into the stadium and watching the game tonight. And the pressure works in TNT's favor, throwing for Andre Raymond. Well, Dwight York has made it very clear. This is the team he wanted to inherit. All the players he's asked for is at the helm. Here is Kobe Henry. Trying to escape the press, looking for Levi Garcia. Now both of these teams, and so Dale Eve has been brought down by Garcia. But it just gives you a glimpse of the type of pressure that both teams are going to be applying tonight. The 29-year-old Eve caught in two minds and stole the free kick. Levi Garcia, one of the players in form and who Dwight York is going to look at, had 2 goals over the last week. One from the penalty spot against in a cup match in midweek. And then he came off the bench to score against their rival CSK Moscow in the league campaign. Here's Dale Eve from Redditch. Most of the players of this Bermuda team either play for their own local league or they play for the lower leagues in the UK. Remember that Bermuda is a British overseas territory. Going down, referee says whistle goes towards TNT's favor. Well, Phillips is back from suspension, missed the action in Jamaica. This is Garcia drawing a crowd. There's the shove coming from actually Reece Jones into the back of young Tyrese Spicer. 19-year-old Rio Cardenas made his Crystal Palace debut last week in the Confederations Cup in Europe. 2 fantastic outings in September. Swung in, and the header. First touch for Harry Twight, the 20-year-old. Harry Twight, 19 appearances, plays for Kings Lynn Town in England. Turning away from pressure is Critchlow. Couldn't keep possession, trimming up. Trying to go out wide. First touch for Dante Seeley. And referee Luna is going to call this game tight. Speaking about players in form, Dante Seeley, 3 goals in his last 4 appearances in MLS, 7 goals in his last 9. Denzel Smith. Cardenas, nutmegs one, can't get past the second, and now Bermuda have a chance for the counter. On that far side, Naki Wells, the Luton Town centre forward. Williams, will he cross? Out by Trimmingham. Threading the line, Wells' is shot. First effort on goal. And Denzel Smith looks sure of hand. And Naki Williams found a lot of space on top of the 18-yard box. In the end, it was an easy save for Smith, but an eye-opener for Trinidad and Tobago. given away. Critchlow. Dispossessed. Andre Raymond. Spicer, the #1 pick in the MLS draft just 2 years ago. Now with Orlando City, Tyrese Spicer. He's a dynamic winger, left-footed. Complete wide midfield or an out-and-out left winger. So much is expected of him in a Trinidad and Tobago uniform. A little word of warning to Willie Clemens, the 31-year-old. You can see some young players in the Bermuda lineup, but on the other end, talk about Naki Williams and Clemens, both in their late 30s, along with Lambie. As for Trinidad and Tobago, most of their players in their prime, early 20s, mid-20s. Kobe Henry, Garcia, dispossessed. Played through, Naki Williams trying to thread it for Critchlow. And Smith quickly off his line. Seeley just trying to clip it over for Levi Garcia. Well, big news coming out of the TNT camp. The grandparents' rule has just been passed. Over the top, looking for Williams, who's onside. Naki Williams! What a chance. A little smile from the 35-year-old. Great ball over the top. And the 35-year-old beat Trinningham, but just couldn't finish. And that is the third save that Smith has had to make in the opening 10 minutes. First corner of the match goes to the home team. The Jean Parfit Williams, who has 3 goals in the last 4 matches for Bermuda, will take. Outswinger. Bermuda recycled with Clemens, who's called back into the team in place of Tucker. Tucker more of an attacking option. Here's Dwight. In space on that far side. Excellent recovery. TNT have back possession. Phillips. Actually, it's Rampasad. Couldn't find Spicer. Andre Rampasad, who gave away that ball, was the highest rated player for TNT in the September window. Had 14 recoveries against Jamaica. He's a workhorse in the middle of the park and undroppable for Dwight York. Critchlow. Lambie, dispossessed. Phillips. Combining in midfield. Seeley tucking in from that right-hand side. Slipping it through. Spicer. Garcia. 1v1 against Dwight to the byline. Across and Spicer tucks it in. Take that back. It is Dante Seeley who scored the last goal for Trinidad and Tobago against Saudi Arabia. Gets the first tonight. Trinidad and Tobago went over 200 minutes without scoring. Dante Seeley was the last person to score. He shows up at the doorstep. Levi Garcia doing the dirty work on the far side. A drop of the shoulder, gets to the byline. Top of the 6-yard box and tucked in perfectly by Seeley. But Garcia showing off that world-class form. And the 2 men in form. Garcia and Seeley linking up for the Soca Warriors to get their first goal, a much-needed first goal. And Dwight York will take a sigh of relief. And Michael Finley, the coach for Bermuda, will get a little closer to his seat. Clipped over the top. Sealy. Williams. Making that run was Lambie. Still Williams against Cardenas. Lambie tucks in. Excellent tackle by Tringham. Stephen Yates, former U17 and U20 Canadian player. Born in Canada, Trinidadian parents, the number 7. Willie Cross. Spicer. Finding Garcia again on this right-hand side. Williams comes all the way back to defend. So to Hill. Sealy on that left foot. Beautiful ball to Raymond. 1v1, Raymond. Phillips. Good spell for TNT. Out by Clements, only as far as Rampasad. Cardenas. There it is, Dante Sealy giving the Soca Warriors a 1-0 lead after 10 minutes. Spicer gets the better, swings it back in, and TNT get their first corner of the evening. Well, the big man Dante Levrock at the back, 32-year-old centre-back, 6'5". He will no doubt be trailing or tracking this ball in the air for Bermuda. And it looks like the set-piece responsibility, at least for corners and free kicks from outside, is going to be presented to the young right-back Cardenas. Swung in, out by Levrock. And he shot just over the bar. And a chance for Bermuda to catch their breaths. Well, Dante Sealy, born and raised in the US with TNT parents. He has 9 goals this season in the MLS and absolutely scored a peach of a free kick against Charlotte just about a week ago. Free kick for Bermuda, Andre Raymond, the culprit. Jones. Here's Levrock. Dale Eve, 34 caps, has been playing for Bermuda since 2011. One of the veteran players on this team. Williams plays in Finland, slipping it through. Martin. Still Martin. Goes down, and that's the live table that we're going to keep presenting you. Jamaica and Curacao are going to start at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So as the match unfolds for both matches, the table will continue to revolve. Martins. Here's the left back, Denish Hill. He plays for Leicester. He was in the Leicester City Academy. Now plays for Buxton FC. Here's Hill again. Started the last match against Curacao. As for Harry Twites, he represented the Independent Schools English National U18. And now has sworn his allegiance to Bermuda. Well, going back to the grandparents' rule that was just passed for Trinidad and Tobago. At this point, if a player's parents are from Trinidad and Tobago, the players are eligible. Now it goes one generation further. So if the grandparents are from the island, they are now, the grandchild is now eligible to play for the national team. This will no doubt expand TNT's roster in the upcoming years. Rampasad plays in the Canadian Premier League, driving it forward. Levi Garcia to his left. Garcia, his shot. At that angle, it was always going to go wide. Cardenas header, helped on by Garcia, out by Clemens, and the offside. Actually, it's going to be a free kick. It was Yates impeding. Well, Stefan Yates has stepped into that attacking midfield option for Dwight York and for Angus Eve over the last few years. And he's taken the Bulls by the horn. Yates now has 3 goals and 2 assists for TNT. Switching sides, looking for Jones. With space coming across. Was the young Kobe Henry. Kobe Henry, one of the stories out of USL Championship. At 17 years old, Europe in the face of Remy in France. Made a huge transfer for the young centre-back. He went across to France, never really settled. Came back to MLS. And now he's playing with the MLS Next Pro team, Real Monarchs. Long throw by Jones. Out by Smith. And the final grasp in his arms. Cardenas, Sealy under pressure. Coming into this match, TNT 2 goals for, 9 goals against in their last 5 matches. Two draws and 3 draws and 2 losses. They qualified for the Gold Cup only to be roughed up by the hosts, United States, by 5 goals to 0. Then they ran off 2 impressive draws against Haiti and most notably against Saudi Arabia. Then the next match in Port of Spain against Curacao, a 0-0 draw. Despite dominating possession and shot attempts, just could not get that first goal. Then against Jamaica, Levi Garcia scoring a hat-trick of goals, all disallowed as TNT walked away after September with just 1 point. And the first yellow card of the match, that goes to the number 13, Martin. Martin making no attempt to go for the ball. And Keziah Martin, 28 years old, 25 years old, plays for Buxton United, teammates with the left back Danish Hill. Started against Curacao, gets his start again tonight. Now he's in the referee's bad books. Now that's going to put a lot of pressure on the centre midfielder Martin, whose main qualities are tackling and recoveries. Michael Finley might have to look to his bench at halftime. Andre Raymond, who replaced Noah Powder at left back. Kobe Henry. There's Spicer. Forearm to the head. The referee says no call, and the retaliation means Spicer will be cautioned. Well, there was the first challenge on Spicer, and this is the retaliation. Didn't hold back. He came right through Clemens. Now, being a left winger, it is easier going for Spicer to evade the second yellow card. Clemens, who's brought into the side for Tucker tonight, trying to recover from that challenge. 2 players down. Well, the medical staff is being overworked at the moment. Dwight, you're getting an opportunity to have a word with his players. Just a little reminder of their responsibilities. Made it very clear that 3 points and nothing less was expected of the Carnival Kings in this outing. Here was the challenge. Here's actually the goal. Levi Garcia getting the better of Dwight. Gets to the byline, and guess who shows up? Dante Silly. So Trinidad and Tobago 1, Bermuda 0. And Clemens, who got the initial challenge, is up and ready to go. But Richard Jones, who got the start tonight alongside Dante Levrock, is now being helped to the sidelines. Looked like one of those injuries that may have happened off the ball.
Give us that extra.
Well, Michael Finley is going to have to make some decisions sooner rather than later. A yellow carded Martin, and his centre-back Jones has just stepped off, and Justin Donowa will come in at centre-back, the 29-year-old from Sutton United. He's going to replace Richard Jones Jr. So the first change for the home team after 23 minutes. There's a young Kobe Henry. Dante Silly strike separating these two teams. It's going to be a throw-in for Bermuda. Coach Michael Finley says it's another opportunity to evaluate our overall progress as a national team and as a program at this level of football. And if they wish to be a part of this future, they have to continue to grow. Trimmingham gets the better of Wells, out by Smith. The combative Williams, Andre Riemann, who is now in Finland. Phillips gives up possession. Excellent turn by Clemens. Lucky Williams, who's drifted out wide. Donowa, who just came in, couldn't keep possession. Dante Silly can. Garcia turning on Dwight. Cardinez in support. Spicer at the last post. Garcia's in the mood. Stephen Yates. Early ball in with the left foot. And gives chance for Dale Eve to slow things down for the Gombe Warriors. 25 minutes gone. If you're just joining us, Ryan Davis with you. This desperate 3 points on the line affair between Trinidad and Tobago and Bermuda. TNT at 1 point, sitting third in Group B. Bermuda dead last with 0 points. Both of them trying to find a W tonight to get back into the race. Sealy against Hill. Lampasad Sealy turning beautifully. Yates a shot! Well, you have to like the inventiveness of Garcia and Sealy. Stefan Yates, the latest TNT player, to get some room from those two players. Dwight. Then a flick over the top from Critchlow, couldn't keep possession. Garcia is past to Spicer, and the athletic Spicer gets the ball back. Early cross headed out by Levrock. Here is the statuesque Levrock. Spicer will take the throw himself. (29 goals in 58 appearances in NCAA competition. Spicer, top of the box. Yates again, gets past one. Sealy on that left foot. Beautiful ball, Garcia onside, looking for that last post. Still in play. And it's Hill. Bermuda trying to find some room. And that room was found by Parfit Williams, who's come all the way back. Hill. Williams making the run. Having to recycle. Here's Martin. Phillips gets the better of Clemens and Garcia. Spicer to his left. Spicer unselfishly trying to look back inside for Sealy. Had an opportunity to test Delive. Here's the young Dwight, just 20 years of age. Long throw by Spicer. Over everyone's head. Sealy shot, ricochets off of a hand. Now that would have been an argument about 2 months ago, but in July, FIFA made amends. And those sort of balls ricocheting off of defenders and onto their hands is no longer going to be called as a penalty. Williams on that far side, the former West Ham player against Cardenas, clips it to the last post. Critchlow. With that front three of Williams, Parfit Williams, Naki Williams, and Critchlow, this Bermudan team never far away from a goal. This Bermuda national team in the phase before this final round. An impressive 5-0 win. Oh, given away. Spicer in the clear. Spicer, can he finish? 2-0. Tyrese Spicer opens his account for Trinidad and Tobago. And it comes just at the right time. Dwight York off of his seat. And the traveling Trinidad and Tobago fans have a lot to sing about. Tyrese Spicer pressing. A long kick by Smith, never really handled. And there was Spicer evading Levrock. Got the better of Eve and tucked it into the open net. Trinidad and Tobago 2, Bermuda 0. And the Carnival Kings are singing. Well, the former MLS #1 draft pick living up to the hype. Spicer again, pickpocketing. Back across the goal. Actually, and the recovery coming from Martin. TNT trying to pour it on, and Bermuda having a hard time getting the ball out of their own half. Trimming up. Finds Naki Wells, the captain. Naki Wells played for Watford, Huddersfield Town, and Bristol City. Parfit Williams, early cross. And that's how close Clements came to getting one back. Absolute pedigree in that far side, nutmegging one, and look at that delivery. Excellent touch by Denzel Smith. That was Hill, the left back. Important touch by the keeper. So the substitute, Justin Donowa, will have a long throw. A bicycle by Clements, falling kindly for Critchlow. Well, if you're keeping up with the save count, that will be number 5 for Denzel Smith. Kobe Henry. Garcia trying to find that near post, and he was onside. And I have to say, Delive would have been caught blushing if that had gone in. 2 goals for Trinidad and Tobago. Dante Sealy and Tyrese Spicer. Garcia. Not even Spicer could get that one. Through in for Donowa and Bermuda. Yates, Phillips. Yates loses his footing. Sealy tidies up. Back to Yates. Raymond. Levi Garcia has been the point man for TNT. Dante Sealy against Hill. Sealy trying to squeeze off a shot in between Martin and Hill. Well, Dante Sealy has fit in perfectly on that far side for TNT. Played for FC Dallas and is now a permanent fixture for Montreal in the MLS. Here's Hill. Trying to find Parfit Williams. Recycling, Smith. Calmly finds Trimmingham. Kobe Henry. Trying to rebuild his club career after going to France with Remy. Had to go to the second team. Then was loaned out to Real Salt Lake. Now in USL League One, actually MLS Next Pro. Clements, heavy tackle by Phillips. And referee Luna, who's been consistent in calling the game tight. Eves, long free kick into the box, up by Trimmingham. Acrobatically clears. Spicer and Garcia in the neighborhood. And the Spartak Moscow center forward makes his first mistake of the match. Justin Dono, a former cricket and triple jumper in athletics. He can do it all. Played both sports in Bermuda, then moving over to football. Quite the sportsman. Long throw. Gets a second bite of the apple. Spicer coming all the way back. Andre Raymond can't keep it in. Well, Andre Raymond, after playing in Scotland, is known for his incredible work ethic and attitude. He's now playing in Finland. Raymond now has 17 national appearances under his belt. And Denise Hill will provide the in-swinger. Low cross. And the counter is on. Stefan Yates. Raymond to his left, Garcia to his right. Decisions. Sealy. Into the arms of Eve. Well, he's in such good form, Sealy. Anytime he gets that ball with a sliver of room, he's going to try to find the back of the net. Parfit Williams goes back to Martin. Williams, who also plays in Finland for Isles. Hill. Twisting and turning, but look at the recovery by Cardenas. There's been a lot of talk at the right back position for Trinidad and Tobago, as the newcomer Darren Payne, who plays right back for FC Volendam in the Eredivisie. So much is talked about the right back, but Cardenas has done nothing wrong for TNT in the September window and just made his Crystal Palace debut in the Confederations Cup last week. His first team debut, rather. He spent 6 years in the Crystal Palace Academy. Here's Raymond. Phillips, the goal scorer Spicer, across the face of the goal. Well, despite the scoreline, you cannot say it's one-way traffic, as Denzel Smith, the goalkeeper for TNT, has had to make 5 saves so far in this match. And what we say, 3 of them have been, what we say, decent chances for Bermuda. Possession count at the moment, 48% Bermuda, 52% TNT. Total shots 9-5. Naki Williams. And the Luton Town man is dispossessed by Ramprasad. Levrock, a former Estonian Cup winner back in 2018. Slipping it through. There's Raymond. Free kick for Phillips. And the combative Daniel Phillips plays for Stevenage in Scotland. Former teammate of Andre Raymond. They both played for St Johnstone in Scotland. And somehow Bermuda get back possession. Over the top, testing Trimmingham and Henry. And the miss kick punched out by Smith. A chance for Bermuda. Trinidad cleaning up. Phillips, Spicer, providing that natural width for TNT with that left footer on the left-hand side. Levi Garcia. Still Garcia. Cutting back is Phillips. Rampasad. Excellent touch by Martin, finding Critchlow. Weaving out of traffic. Beautiful play by Critchlow. There's Andre Raymond. Absorbs the challenge. Spicer finding Phillips coming from that defensive midfield spot. Phillips looking for a shot. Sealy. Oh. Well, Dale Eve can only stand and stare. Spicer, this is the second goal, rounding Eve and tucking it home for the second goal. He did all the dirty work with the pressing and finished with ease. And Tyrese Spicer has officially put this game into the pocket of Dwight York and Trinidad and Tobago after 42 minutes. A lot of football to be played, but it was a sort of match where that first goal can turn the tide. Martin. Martin again. Looking inside for Clemens, gives it away. Cardenas. Off the back of Parfit Williams. Stefan Yates gets it back beautifully from Sealy. And they're combining, and the spacing has been perfect. Garcia, Levi Garcia, Spicer. The front three for TNT just making inroads into that back line. Trinningham upends Clemens. Will referee Luna call it back? Here is Trinningham. Dwight misjudges the header and gets it back. Donowa. Naki Williams. Here is Martins. Parfit Williams is inside. This is Hill. Early cross. Raymond, and a little unsure of himself, Raymond. In two minds whether to clear or trap. And somehow ends up in the arms of Smith. Raymond. Spicer. Donowa is trying to close in. And you can see rondos in the training park for TNT at this point. Full of confidence. Garcia. Spicer. 3 minutes of injury time to be added. They are combining in the midfield and in the attacking third, but the front three just seems to apply an injection of pace when needed for the Soca Warriors. Orlando City's very own Tyrese Spicer, Stevenage Phillips, Tampine from Finland, Andre Raymond. The TNT players securing club jobs both in Europe and North America. As for this Bermudan team, so many of them apply their trade in the lower divisions in England. I have to say, Coach Michael Finlay, who's done wonders for the Canadian youth team and Grenada. His Phillips threading it to Spicer. Michael Finlay has done so much for the Canadian youth teams. Went across to Grenada from 2020 to 2022 and took Grenada to a different level, which allowed him to get the job for Bermuda. And now has advanced Bermuda to the furthest stages of the World Cup qualifying tournament or rounds. Critchlow, Kane Critchlow into the box, helped out by Raymond. Here's Phillips. Lampassard, who plays for HFX Wanderers in Canada. Critchlow. Parfit Williams makes a run to the right, so to Naki Williams. Parfit Williams, Naki Williams goes down. Looks like he lost his footing. Stefan Yates in space from Cardenas. Can't get the better of Dwight. Martin. Well, it's 5 minutes to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And referee Luna has called off the first 45 minutes. Trinidad and Tobago lead by 2-0 over the home team, Bermuda. Both teams coming into this match in desperation mode, looking for 3 points. It is the Soca Warriors through Levi Garcia's assist to Dante Silly in the 10th minute. And Tyrese Spicer doubling the efforts in the 30th to make it a 2-goal lead over the Gumby Warriors in Hamilton, Bermuda. Bermuda had some chances. May not be big chances, but decent chances. They've certainly tested Denzel Smith. He's had to pull off 4 saves in the opening 45 minutes. But the Soca Warriors and Dwight York have ticked all the boxes so far as they head to the locker room, as Bermuda have more questions than answers after the first half. When we come back to Hamilton, Bermuda, we'll have first half highlights. qualifiers. Two teams looking up at Curacao and Jamaica. It is Bermuda hosting Trinidad and Tobago. 3 points on the line to stay relevant in the qualifiers. And it was the home team to get the first strike. It was the centre forward Naki Williams testing Smith. And the TNT goalkeeper handling the first effort from the host team. Then ball over the top. Naki Williams again, trying to find the first post. Didn't get all of it. And that was Smith's second save in succession. Beautiful ball by Levrock. And the experience Wells almost getting the better of Smith. Then Levi Garcia. Wrong foot Dwight puts the ball back across the goal, and Dante Silly scores his second consecutive goal since the last time TNT scored 3 matches ago. He opens his scoring tonight to give TNT a 1-0 lead on the road. Sealy the man in form, Garcia the man in form, linking up to give the Soca Warriors a valuable 1-0 lead. Then a ball over the top by Smith, mishandled by Donovan, the substitute. Athletic Spicer on the run, rounds Eve and tucks it into the empty net. Trinidad and Tobago 2, Bermuda 0. Tyrese Spicer, the MLS #1 draft pick, showing his reputation, showing his skill, and gives the visitors a 2-goal lead after 30 minutes. Those 2 goals separate these two sides as they head into the dressing room. Trinidad and Tobago 2, Bermuda 0. Well, the tail of the tape starts at the top. TNT with that 2-goal lead after the first 45 minutes. 12 shots to 5, making use of that 55% possession. Corner kicks 2-1, pretty even. More to come in the second half in Hamilton as Bermuda try to find their way back in the second half. we are back in Devonshire County, in the capital Hamilton, in the Bermuda National Stadium, where the home team are trying to find their way back after Dante Sealy and Tyrese Spicer has given TNT a 2-goal lead in the first 45 minutes. Levi Garcia has been at the helm. He assisted for the first goal, but has been the point man for the Soca Warriors throughout the first 45 minutes, holding the ball up, distributing. While Bermuda have gone the direct route. They've gone over the top from Levrock at centre-back, trying to find Naki Williams and company. On the left-hand side between Hill and Parfit Williams, they have made inroads into the TNT right-back side of things, and they've created chances for Smith to have 4 saves in first half. Well, they call the second half the coach's half, and so far no substitutions for either side as we get underway for the second 45 minutes in this crucial Group B match, final round of World Cup qualifiers. Jamaica and Curacao kicking off at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. They're 11 minutes into the match. We will give you updates on that match between Curacao and Jamaica. But there may have been a change for Bermuda at halftime. Nejai Tucker, the 23-year-old, he'll be checking in for number 15, Norrie Scott. Nejai Tucker, 23 years old, from Southport United in the UK, was a Burnley U23 player, and he started the previous 2 matches in September. Gets his chance tonight in the second half. Can Michael Finley and Bermuda find their way back? So Soca Warriors get us back underway in the second half. Here's Cardenas. Dwight, the centre-back, coming forward and winning back possession. Rampasad. Here's Phillips. Spicer. Dwight wins the goal kick. Well, these two teams are no strangers. Bermuda and Trinidad and Tobago meeting for the 5th time in the Concacaf Qualifiers for the World Cup. And it will be the 13th time all-time they've met. Trinidad and Tobago 6 wins, 4 losses and 2 draws in that matchup. And over the last 4 meetings, it is 2 wins apiece. The last time Trinidad and Tobago played in Bermuda, at least Dwight York was in Bermuda, was back in 2001 for an exhibition match. Here's Raymond. Player goes down, it's Levi Garcia. So the 2 additions to the squad, Darren Payne, highly touted at right back. Will he get a chance to slip in at right back and give Cardenas a break? Here's Rampasad switching sides. We also have Moline Khan, the midfielder playing in Slovakia, who's in fine form, 4 goals from 15 matches for his club. Will he come in for Stefan Yates in the second half? Here's Cardenas. Yates. Phillips, the combative Phillips. Excellent turn by Garcia, and referee Luna has adjudged Dwight and was caught with his foot in the cookie jar. Now we've seen Cardenas take all the free kicks from the sides and the corner kicks. Now it's more central. Dante Sealy, if you missed his free kick from a week ago, curled in an absolute beauty for Montreal versus Nashville. This one is about 5 to 10 yards further away. But Dante Sealy, 7 goals in his last 9 matches for his club. He has the last 2 goals for Trinidad and Tobago. He is very interested in testing Dave. If my math serves me correctly, and anyone who knows me, the math is poor. This one is going to be from about 28 yards out. Sealy up and over, good save by Eve, and the follow-up header in the back of the net. Kobe Henry, the centre-back. He's been struggling for form with his club, but a goal with the national team will do wonders for this young man. He started both matches in September, got the nod again in this match away to Bermuda. Beautiful dipping free kick by Sealy, good save by Eve, but it has to be said, the save was right in the middle of the box, and that allowed Kobe Henry to follow up, and Eve was off balance, and the centre-back makes it 3-0. Dipping free kick from Sealy, and good follow-up by the centre-back. Textbook header. And the weight of the world is now slowly coming off of Dwight York's shoulders. So much expected coming into tonight's game. The expectations of 3 points and nothing less. And with 3 goals to the good, with 49 minutes gone, you can't ask for more if you're a head coach. And who's in the thick of things again? None other than Dante Sealy. TNT 3, Bermuda 0. And you can hear the rhythm section coming from the stands. When they travel Trinidad and Tobago, they don't travel silently. Free kick for Bermuda. The only change so far has been coming from Bermuda. It is the number 5, Najai Tucker, in midfield. They have players like Onde Todd, Norrie Scott, and Johan Simmons on this far side, crossing on top of the box, and a great chance for Tucker, the substitute. Here's Hill. Parfit Williams, pickpocketed by Cardenas. Excellent long ball to Garcia. Wins the tussle with Dwight. Garcia pulls it back. Oh, and hits the post on the far side. That's how close it came to being 4. Well, they're starting to play with a bit of swagger, the Soca Warriors. Parfit Williams comes back and gathers. Bermuda in desperate need of a good sequence. Crowded out was Williams. Raymond. Levrock. Martins, who was carded in the first half, has been giving the green light by his coach Michael Finley to stay on in the second. Tussling is Garcia with Dwight, and the roly-poly gets past Lambie. His spice on that far side. Excellent tackle by Donowa. Critchlow switching sides to this left-hand side. Gets past Rampasad. Critchlow. Parfit Williams. Early cross, good cross, out by Trinningham. Spicer can't afford for him to get on his horse, and he's brought down before he gets on his saddle. Free kick for TNT. And that's Martins, who's walking the tightrope of a yellow card. Kobe Henry has been through it all with his club. We talked about the disappointment in France, disappointment coming back to the US with the MLS, Real Salt Lake. Now playing for MLS Next Pro with Real Monarch. That goal is going to do him wonders. Slipped inside, Levrock. 6'5" Levrock. There is Kobe Henry. Tucker trying to find Naki Wells. And I tell you what, Naki Wells at 35 years young has continued to be a thorn in the side of Henry and Trinningham. This is Levi Garcia pulling it back, and look at the technique, almost finding that far post. A Mo Salah-esque strike. Long throw from Donowa. Levrock is in there. As Phillips can't get out of trouble. Early cross. Oh, and the far post showing up is the Luton Town centre forward, Naki Williams. Good deep cross. Cardenas wasn't there as man. And his skipper couldn't redirect his header. Well, I'm not sure if this is how TNT drew it up, but after 55 minutes, they're up 3-0 against Bermuda, and we told you we'll give you updates on the other Group B match, Curacao and Jamaica. Now remember, Jamaica came into this match 6 points, 2 wins out of 2. Curacao 4 points. Curacao is now taking the lead after 14 minutes. They're up 1-0 at home. So now Curacao will push to 7 points, Jamaica 6, and Trinidad and Tobago 4 points, with Bermuda on 0. Phillips in space. And Levrock throwing that big frame of his for TNT to get their first corner of the second half. Trinidad and Tobago will have to head to Curacao to take on the Dutch team. Curacao 3-2 winners over Bermuda in the last match in September. Now 1-0 lead over Jamaica. Cardenas, beautiful cross to the last post, and almost Henry finding the back of the nets. Came off of Twite maybe, then Henry. And to go along with their goal, Curacao has 67% possession. They have the Reggae Boys on the ropes early. Speaking of possession, Trinidad and Tobago enjoying 57%. Shot count 15-7 in favor of the visitors. Garcia turning. There's Twite. Ante Sealy going to his right foot this time. Referee shrugs off the challenge. Denise Hill, who plays in England, the former Leicester City Academy defender, understand what it takes to go up against a player of the quality of Dante Sealy. Rampasad. Here's the 20-year-old Twite. Michael Finley talking a lot about building this group. Take a look at the live standings. Jamaica now slips to second. Of course, just 20 minutes into that match. Curacao jumps to 7. Trinidad and Tobago with 4 points, trying to get back in the discussion. Phillips. Spicer 1v1 with Donowa, has to go back. Picked off by Donowa. Martin. Andre Raymond. Wise pick for Dwight York today in front of Noah Powder. Raymond has been working his socks off at left back and is certainly a better defensive option than Noah Powder. Powder plays centre midfield in his USL League One team. Has been asked to play left back as Phillips wins the free kick. Raymond, of course, a more natural left back. Phillips again being combative, gets it back. Couldn't find Spicer. Here's Garcia. Garcia still down. And Spicer is going to kick this one out of play for Garcia to get attention. Well, Levi Garcia, 49 appearances. This is his 50th appearance in a Trinidad and Tobago uniform. Got the assist for the first goal. Has 10 goals under his belt. But he's been certainly flying the flag for the Soca Warriors abroad. Spent 5+ seasons with AK Athens in Greece. And now playing for Spartak Moscow in Russia. Dwight York had some decisions to make. Kevin Molino did not make it to the Miami camp in midweek, had some visa issues. He was cut from the squad of 23. He is in the squad of 26 and will be traveling to Curacao and will be eligible to be selected in that second match. Michael Finley off the bench. He's already made 2 changes. Right back Donowa had to come in for Jones, an injury in the first half. And Ajay Tucker, the Southport United midfielder, has come in this second half in midfield. Coming off the bench is Justin Obikwo, the English-born Trinidadian player, 21 years old. He's 6'4", and he's on loan to Lincoln City. He's very interested in trying to get on the pitch, as Levi Garcia is just as interested to get back on. Excellent read by Hill, but he's out of position. Tucker. Beautiful ball by Tucker, and Cardenas makes up for his errant pass. Sealy tucking inside. Martin trying to be direct. Tucker. Again, it's Trinningham, right place at the right time. Hill, hounded by Sealy. And 10 times out of 10, the referees are going to call that free kick. Andrew Rampasad, referee not interested. Tucker can't get past the long foot of the law in Trinningham. Seeley. Stefan Yates doesn't really show up in the statistics area for TNT, but he certainly keeps the ball moving in the attacking half and the attacking third for his side. Very much a tidy player for Dwight York. Just like this man, Martins. Again, finding Naki Williams, 1 against 4. As for Denzel Smith, this will be his 22nd cap for the national team. Very strange decision. Denzel Smith was dropped for all 3 matches for the Gold Cup for the 40-year-old Marvin Phillip. Then as soon as the Gold Cup concluded, when TNT did not come out of the group stage, Denzel Smith is back in action in between the posts. He only has 9 appearances for his USL League One team. AV Alta, 2 clean sheets this season. Coach Finley is going to his bench again. 2 players up. As to Dwight York. And it does look like Justin Obiku will be checking in. Rampasat. Spicer, hounded by Donovan, but he has support with Raymond. Spicer shrugs him off. Spicer to the byline. Ran into the 6'5" Levrock. Leading up to the final round of competition, an impressive 5-0 win over Cayman Islands. Bermuda had, and then a 2-1 win over Cuba, equally as impressive. That got them over the hump to finish second in their group to Honduras and get them to the final round. Phillips' educated pass to Garcia. Against Twite. Pulls it back, Twite keeps his ground. Excellent defending. Yates on top of the 18-yard box. Spicer, nowhere to go. Raymond overlapping. And the pass will put Raymond in the Port of Spain General Hospital. Well, here are those 2 changes. The newcomer, Jaren Jackie, will check in. And for the 2nd consecutive match, Justin Obiku, the 6'4" centre forward from Lincoln City, on loan from Grimsby Town, has 4 caps now for the national team. This will be number 5. Coming in, he'll be checking in into the forward line. Dante Phillips will be checking out. Daniel Phillips, rather. The holding midfielder for Jaren Jackie to get his opportunity to play for his national team. Jackie in for Phillips. And Obiku in for Garcia. There is Jackie and there's Obiku. So the first 2 changes for TNT. This young man, his nerves must be all over his body. He's going to have to shrug it off as he has 25 minutes plus injury time. And one of the heroes of Bermuda, Zico Lewis, a USL legend, recently playing for Omaha in USL League One, has now checked in. Zico Lewis scored a penalty against Cayman Islands in that 5-0 win. Spent 4 excellent years in Charleston Battery in USL League One. And here's the newcomer, Jackie. Finding Levrock. Critchlow. Tucker. Parfit Williams, who's been kept quiet. Martins. Heavy touch by Kane Critchlow. Kane Critchlow is quite the story for Bermuda. Just 22 appearances, the number 20, and he has 12 goals and 3 assists. He opened the scoring against Curacao in the last match. And he's been kept quiet by Cardenas on this left-hand side, given away. Obeko gets past one, and Donowa comes in. Spicer trying to find that near post. Eve with a comfortable foot save in the end. Tyrese Spicer is reaching for the lower back. Turning in traffic and bringing the free kick is Zico Lewis. Zico Lewis, one of those street ballers from Bermuda. If you're from these streets, you'll know this number 10. He will consistently play in afternoon matches around the parks in Bermuda. The locals will show up. He's that skilled of a player. Ball over the top. Naki Williams, can he finish? He does! A lapse in concentration, but the offside flag is up. It will not count. But the 35-year-old has made his warning clear to Trimmingham and Henry. Just staying on the shoulder of the back line. And was just about a shoulder offside. Excellent finish. But the offside flag on the far side. So the goal is ruled out, and with 20 minutes to go, TNT still have their 3-goal cushion. And Obeko is trying his best to leave an impression. 31 minutes gone. Curacao versus Jamaica. It is still 1-0. That goal coming from Comenencia in the 14th minute for the home team. Curacao have 57% possession in 30 minutes. Great value for their 1-0 lead. Yates. Excellent first touch by Seals. Sealy. Dante Sealy has now run out of options. Well, he has an eye for goal, the right winger, and he's trying to be aggressive. No coach can fault that. Does not want to give up responsibility. But as the old song goes, you have to know when to hold and know when to fold. And Dante Sealy, in his young career, is learning that. Zico Lewis shrugs off one. Mackie Wells recycling. Levrock. Checking in is Roger Lee, who's on the ball right now. 34 years old. This is his 38th cap for his nation. Plays for Barwell FC in England. Excellent show of strength coming from Critchlow. Here's Roger Lee. Tucker. Dante Sealy coming all the way back and picking up his defensive responsibilities. Dwight York did not hold back in the press conferences after the Jamaica game and before this match. Everyone has to step up. There will be no passengers allowed on the pitch tonight. He made it clear this is the squad after 10 months at the helm, chopping and changing. This is the team that he wants. Andre Rampersad very much the focal point with the captain armband on his left shoulder. Jackie, cross, Twite. York was quick to point out that there is no looking ahead to Curacao until this match is concluded. Will not tolerate any questions in that area. He made it clear that this sport owes you nothing. And coming in tonight in Hamilton, Bermuda, there were no guarantees. Twite almost dispossessed by Yates. And Stefan Yates is looking to the bench. And the number 10, Moulin Khan, back in a Trinidad and Tobago uniform, is checking in. And the very highly sought after Darren Payne checks in. The Eredivisie right back. And Moulin Khan, the Slovakian player, plays for Trenčín in Slovakia. He is a modern-day two-way midfielder, Moulin Khan. He is a Naparima High School legend. He won the Dwight York Trophy the last time it was given out in Trinidad and Tobago. He's a skilled player. He attended high school in the US with the likes of Claudio Reyna and Tab Ramos. Here's Cardenas. So Khan back in action in midfield for Trinidad and Tobago. So a corner kick for TNT. And that is the wind they've had to deal with. Look at the flag. It has been relentless in Hamilton. To the near post. Here's Lee. Cardenas. Well, the big question was, will Cardenas, the Crystal Palace debutant, come out for Payne, who's a right back? And Dwight York answered that question. Darren Payne has been tucked in at right back while Cardenas has pushed up. Now Darren Payne has quite the story. He was recently called up for the September matches and could not come because of injury as Bermuda head back to their bench. Number 9, Razir Smith-Jones will check in. And Crane Critchlow, who usually leaves an impression, could not do so tonight. Brought down, and a shot coming from Zico Lewis. Here is Cardenas playing more advanced. Finds the centre forward, Ubiku. Referee says no foul. Hill. And that was the first touch for Jones. Slowing things down is Jackie. Raymond finding Spicer, who is in form. And the Orlando City man wins the free kick. Tyrese Spicer, still very young, of course. Brought down by Zico Lewis, will be asked to play a lot of minutes for Dwight York on that far side. And he will be asked to do a lot of running, defending, transitioning, and finishing. Coach Michael Finley has taken this Bermudan team to yet another stage in the qualifying round. The Combi Warriors have been valiant in front of their home fans, created chances in the first half, brought the best out of Smith. Cardenas delivery to the back post. So another change for Dwight York. Kylie Overy, the Columbus Crew MLS Next player, Columbus Crew 2 team, will check in. Played youth football for Lille in France in 2021 and 2022. Moved to Cavalier FC and is replacing Tyrese Spicer, who got the second goal for TNT tonight. Overy is a player who plays in flair, and congratulations all around for the young left-footed Spicer, who put in a shift tonight. Here's Tucker, who's tucked out on the far side. Here's Eve. Excellent ball over the top to Zico Lewis, who can't find it. Raymond is brought down. And this young man, Andrew Raymond, has done the job at left back. Here's Donawa, who's played the most of the match after Jones was brought off with an injury in the first half at right back. Levrock. Lewis turning, through ball. Is he onside? Naki Will it. Oh, the shot by Naki Wells. Well saved by Smith in the end. Again, the Luton Town veteran just rolling off the centre back and finding himself open. Dwight's header. Obiku. And there is the first touch for Payne. Cardenas, 19 years old. Can to the byline is Payne. Ball is out of play and Overy wouldn't count. Darren Payne, the right back for TNT. Recently called up in the September matches, was injured, couldn't show up. Father went to St. Mary's College from Trinidad and Tobago. His mother got a volleyball scholarship from Holland. Hence the family lives in Holland, and they've lived there ever since. Darren Payne has an older brother who played in the Eredivisie, who played alongside Levi Garcia in Rotterdam. And now looks like Danish Hill has picked up an injury, the left back for Bermuda. With just about 8.5 minutes to go, plus injury time, Coach Finlay may have to make another change. Referee Luna is pointing to the sideline that Hill may have to return from the halfway line. So Martins has been pulled out of midfield and put at left back. They're going to try to tuck Hill inside to try and cover less ground, with Cardenas roaming at right midfield. Cans back heel. Payne. Good delivery. Trimmingham. Josh Trimmingham, of course, plays in Jamaica with Montego Bay. Henry's corner flag pass. Twite, Billing from the back. First touch from Tucker. Here is Martins, playing left back. Again, Naki Williams, so lively. Just has that veteran mentality, knowing where to go. Leading scorer in this country's history with 20. Tucker trying to thread the needle. And a chance, and Dayleave coming way off of his line to stop it, Biku. And the offside flag was been up. It would not have counted. Good run from the English-born 21-year-old. So the upcoming matches for Bermuda, as Naki Williams can't get on the end of this, and it's going to be a goal kick for TNT. Well, it doesn't get any easier for Bermuda. They jump on a plane and head to Kingston to take on Jamaica. Now, Jamaica came to this very ground and beat Bermuda by 4-0 in the opening match of the final round. Then after Jamaica, they would come back to Hamilton and host Curacao and finish up in Port of Spain against Trinidad and Tobago. Naki Wells. Tucker. Cutting inside beautifully. Pickpocketed out by Payne. Darren Spain's team, FC Waldenham, was relegated just about 2 years ago, and they've just been promoted this season back to the Eredivisie. Ubiku, crowded. Tucker. And Danish Hill has just used a basketball screen on Rampersad. So Trinidad and Tobago head to Curacao on Tuesday. Kevin Molino will be available for that match. Then they host Jamaica on November 13th. And then they finish up at home, of course, against Bermuda, like I mentioned. Early ball in from Jones, and Wells is actually Zico Lewis gets there first. And it's going to be a corner kick for the home team. Coming into tonight's match, Bermuda scored 8 goals in their previous 5 matches. 5 of those coming from Cayman Islands, 2 of those coming against Curacao in the last match. As Najai Tucker swings one in. Look at the wind that Tucker has to deal with. To the last post. Out by Jackie. And he shot from way out from Donowa. Goal kick for TNT. Well, there is Levrock. Was taken advantage of by Spicer for that second goal after Spicer dispossessed the right back for Bermuda. Had Levrock dead red. Got past him, then rounded Eve to finish off the second goal. Levi Garcia got the better of Twite to set up Sealy for the first. Here's Kylie Overy. Fresh legs, quick legs. Overy shot. And you can't fool Dayleave with his 35th appearance. Has been playing for Bermuda since 2011. Rampersad. In space. Here's Jackie. Overy. Raymond. Overy seems to be in the mood, trying to get the better of Donowa. Fantastic sliding tackle. It was measured. Raymond. Khan shot. And you can't fault him. Khan coming on with not much minutes to make an impression. But he certainly left an impression on his team. 4 goals in 15 appearances. Enough to get a call up to this national team. Three minutes to be added for injury time in the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated 3 additional minutes of play. That's 3 minutes of play.
Over the top from Martin, looking for Jones. Smith taking his time to get this ball back in play. Most goalkeepers have the responsibility of creating tempo when the ball gets into their hands. Khan, look at him, athletic, mobility, asking for the throw. He's not going to win that argument. Just about a minute and a half to go in Hamilton, Bermuda. This kick from Trimmingham. Payne comes back and bodies off Wells. Little touch by Biku, and Cardenas is in space. So Biku to his left. Still Cardenas. Hits the post again. Overy on top of the box. His shot. Well, the young right back, Rio Cardenas, just 19 years of age, trying to find his first goal for TNT. Shrugged off a Biku in the middle and tried to pepper that first post. And he found the post and nothing less. Twice. Martin. Here's Tucker. Trimmingham finds Overy. Here's Jackie. Corner flag pass, looking for Cardenas. Here's Cardenas' run again. Just trying to smash it into that first post. Second time TNT has hit that very same goal post. It was Levi Garcia on the other end with a curler and Cardenas on this end. So the 3 minutes of injury time has been completed, and referee Luna has pointed for 90 minutes. Trinidad and Tobago, in a must-win situation, has come into Bermuda. Dwight York and Coach Finley embrace in midfield. TNT get all 3 points, and they move up to 4 points. Back in the discussion in Group B. Sealy in the 10th, Spicy in the 30th, and Henry in the 49th. Give the Soca Warriors a dominant win over the host Bermuda. The Gumby Warriors never really got started in the second half. In the first half, they tested Smith, but couldn't find the ball in the back of the net. TNT showed their quality up front with Levi Garcia, Dante Sealy, and Tyrese Spicer. And those 3 up front were the difference makers to get the ball in the back of the net and give TNT all 3 points with a commanding 3-0 lead. A packed house. The TNT Road Warriors came with their rhythm section, supported the team. Bermuda showed up and supported this side. A fantastic atmosphere in Hamilton, but the home side could not stop the Soca Warriors from scoring on 3 separate occasions. So they will stay on 0 points as they head to Jamaica in Kingston. TNT head to Curacao, now on 4 points. As we depart from Hamilton, we will have first half highlights of this Trinidad and Tobago and Bermuda affair. To Hamilton, Bermuda for this Group B match between Bermuda and Trinidad and Tobago. And the local team's flag was flying high. There was nowhere left to hide for these 2 teams. 3 points and nothing less. And it was the home team, Naki Wells, the 34-year-old centre forward, testing Smith in goal. And the TNT goalkeeper handling as Bermuda had first strike. Then Leverock over the top, Naki Wells again getting the better of Trinningham. Couldn't finish this time. Smith called into action yet again. Measured pass by Leverock, but the finish didn't match the pass. Then it was TNT. Levi Garcia getting the best of Twites to the byline, and Dante Sealy to mop it up and make it 1-0 to the visitors. That skilled front 3 was the difference tonight for TNT. And Garcia making inroads for Sealy. He gets his second goal. His last one was against Saudi Arabia in the Gold Cup. His 8th in 10 matches overall. Ball over the top by Smith, not handled by Donowa, the substitute. Tyrese Spicer on his bike, gets the better of Eve and taps it into an empty net. Made something hard look easy. Spicer's defensive instincts, dribbling and finishing. TNT 2, Bermuda 0. Then the home team, Parfit Williams, the former West Ham player, cuts inside, beautiful ball to Clemens, and Smith again called into action. Fantastic dribble, the delivery was fantastic, and he's saved by Smith, unrecognized. Then Seeley's free kick, dipping, swerving, and a header by Kobe Henry, the centre-back who plays for Real Monarch in MLS Next Pro, shows up with a timely header to give the Soca Warriors a 3-0 lead and a sense of comfort. Struggling for form with his league and his club, not with the national team. His third successive start. Then Cardenas over the top, finding Levi Garcia, quality, dribbling, and almost a fourth for the star centre forward. He's in ripping form, 2 goals in his last 2 matches for his club, almost getting a 3rd goal in successive matches. Then Cardenas pushed up to right midfield, shrugs off Obiku, goes for the first post, and rattles the post yet again. The move started with Obiku and almost finished with Cardenas. So Trinidad and Tobago get all 3 points. 3 points to the visitors. They go to 4 points on the league. And now the stats tell the story. 22 shots to 10. Possession count 53%. Corner count pretty even at 3-3. But TNT in the final third was at a different level. Bermuda tested Smith in the first half, couldn't get going in the second. They stay on 0 points as they head to Kingston. And Group B looks like this, with Curacao nursing a 1-0 lead over Jamaica. They take top spot. Trinidad stay in third, but close the gap to second place Jamaica by just 2 points. They would go to Trinidad, will go to Curacao on Tuesday, while Bermuda goes to Jamaica to finish off the October matches. Well, from all of us from Hamilton, Bermuda, my name is Ryan Davis. The production crew says thank you very much. Good night, everyone. We're signing off.